Good morning, friends. It's Julie, and today we are in my office, and I want to show you how I organize my postcards. I currently have 2,555 postcards up on eBay, and you need to have a good inventory system to know how to find a card when you sell it, and also in storage, so they don't get any more damage while they are in your possession, or very little wear on it. They're old pieces of paper. So with postcards, wear is expected. It's not like a baseball card where if there's anything on it, it's not worth much. Postcards are a whole different story. So let's get into it, and I'll show you what I have done so far and what I am planning for growth. So let's turn it around. So this is my postcard cart, and I got this cart. It's 3-tier at Target. Now, when I went to Target, I had actually thought I wanted another cart like I have over here. Like I have a video on it. These little cute carts. But when I went to Target, they were out of those. Supply chain issues. But it was actually a really good thing because when I got this cart, it rolls, it's on wheels, that it is bigger. And it's not as cute, but it's very utilitarian. And I'm really not looking at the cuteness of it anymore. It's very workable. And if you look on here, I have these bins, and they fit pretty much perfectly on these racks. So I have 6 bins here, 3 on each level. And the reason why I have this one elevated, because if I put it on the same level, it doesn't fit. I think if I had a postcard box, I might be able to squeeze all of the 3 together. I'd have to do measurements, but that's down the road. These bins here, I got for like $1.50 each at Target. So, I mean, maybe the cart was 30 some bucks. These bins were $3 each. So I've got, let's see, $9 into these bins on this cart. And then the stuff on the bottom are like supplies, my mailing supplies. So I just used what I had, some extra boxes and containers. So my Eco Swift mailers. I've got some extra little envelopes that I use for international. Then I've got my card sleeves in there on the bottom. And in the back, way back there, I've got a little box that are postcards that I'm going to put at the shop booth because they're just either they're duplicates or I don't think they're clean enough, or maybe have more wear than I want, or there's too many of them. I'm just going to put them in my shop booth. So let's go over inventory. Okay, by the way, in case this doesn't make sense for you to why I would have this on a moving cart, is because I have multiple chronic illnesses that some days are really hard for me to function. So I have to have it really easy that I can just reach for it, and not to have things in another room and to have to dig through a lot of stuff. So I need to have it really, really easily accessible, that all I have to do is flip off a lid and find it. And I know that postcard boxes have covers on them, which is nice, but I like the clear here because I know I've got the light behind me, but you can see here I've got my inventory number on here, so I can see what number this starts with. So what I did is I numbered my boxes. So I start on this level. I have 1, 2, 3 up here, and then 4, 5 up here, and then this will be 6. I just haven't started. These are scanned but not online yet. What I like to keep the covers on because I also have a dog, and you can even see there's dog hair on here, just to keep the dust out. Not that it's too much of an issue, but anyways, let's open one of these boxes. So what I do when I list my postcards is I give everything a SKU number, and I've seen a few different sellers do different techniques. And one of the people that I saw that I started with, Mark from SM Postcards, hello, Mr. Rogers of Postcards. What he does is each individual postcard gets a sleeve and a number. And I started out doing that because what he does is that when it sells, he puts it in a brand new postcard, brand new sleeve, and so it seems like that's a lot of expense at the outset to pay for. And so I thought, well, what if I put a few postcards together into one, and then I'll just number, that's my SKU. Now, another thing that people will do is they have they will have like these postcard dividers. Now this isn't an official postcard divider because it's usually just a half tab. But just for an example, they will put one in here like that, and they will label the SKU number. Then they'll put like 50 or however many after it is in that SKU. And that sounds like a good solution to me too, except the fact that when I have postcards that are not in sleeves like this, these are all scanned and ready to be listed. I feel like when I'm flipping through them, they could be bent, or if there's any damage on the top or rips, that they could just have a little extra wear from just flipping through. And also, they're just exposed. I mean, if I accidentally, which has happened, left off the cover, they could get the dust and the pet hair in there. And not to say that that's terrible, but I just wanted to keep them in as best shape as I can for reselling. Because if I say the condition is in really nice condition, I don't want to go through and go, oops, I just ripped it, and now I have to go find that postcard. So anyway, that's my reasoning behind how I do mine. So what I do is I have SKU numbers, and I have this is my box in progress. I just started this a couple nights ago. But what I will do is I have a lot of these sleeves will come on lots of postcards. So this is an old used postcard sleeve, and it's not new. So if it has a lot of wearing or icky stuff in it, I'm not going to reuse it. So I just put my next number on it. And then when I start to list postcards, so my next ones will be here. Let me take you to my desk. Okay. So anyways, this might be easier to see. So when I list this, I'm moving along and I list this postcard, and then I will stick it in the sleeve. I'm not going to stick it in the sleeve now because I have to do it two hands, but let's just pretend this is in the sleeve. Okay, so now that one's put away, and now I'm going to list this postcard, and that postcard goes in the sleeve. And I keep going until I put all of the postcards in the sleeve that will fit. So let's say this whole stack is 483. And then I don't have to keep changing my SKU numbers because sometimes I forget. It's just the way I am. They are all in there, and they're in a nice little package. Because as you see here, I can pull one out, and they're in these nice little packages that are free mostly from dust and damage. And when I flip through here, I am just flipping through, touching mostly the sleeves, and they stay nice and tight together. Having postcards stay tight together, I think, helps them to not have as much wear on them as well. And that's why we use postcard sleeves, because individually it does help to keep them cleaner and nicer longer because of that. Now, I know there is another postcard seller, Jackass Retro, who puts everything together by location or category. And that works for him because numbers, for his brain, numbers like this do not work. In your mind, think, okay, now this is a postcard of, let's just pull one out, of golfing. And it might be in a location. So in a municipal golf course in Missouri. So do you put this in Missouri, or do you put this under golf? So that is one thing you have to consider if you're going to do it by location. So you have to kind of let yourself think through how you categorize it. Like New York, there's tons of New York, or California. You might have to go deeper, dial it down into by city or region. For me, the SKU numbers make sense. I mean, I worked in libraries, so I mean, it could even do Dewey Decimal System if you want to. You can do it whatever makes sense. It's basically the question of when I will go to find this postcard, how will I find it? And how will I look for it, actually? So that is some different ways of categorizing postcards. And this can work the same way as photos, or if you have tobacco cards or whatnot. Anything that can fit into here. I even have, in this one, I have a few stereo view cards right here. And I lettered it. And I just slip them into the side. And I will have more stereo view cards. But for now, this is all I have. So I just put it in the side. It fits fine in the side here. There's a few of these that have some photos in here. And I just categorize them if they fit in these bins the same way that I do with postcards. So it's just the same system. So that's why I have this cart And it's really nice because all I have to do is pull it up to my desk, and here's my desk. Here, let me move my garbage out of the way because it's not very pretty, is it? And I'm ready to go. And then I have my laptop here, and all I have to do is hop online and figure out what sold, and I figure out the SKU number. I'm not going to like show you the process because in the process I would be showing you people's actually addresses and stuff. So then my printer is over here. It's my heater that keeps going on. Yeah, I got a little mess here. So all I have to do is reach over, grab my printout, then I go back to my thing. And then all I do is turn here and grab my postcard that I had sold. So I can just sit in one spot and swivel in my chair, and that really helps me. And now I'm going to show you over here. Alright, so these here on this level of my shelving unit is my backstock. So this is where I have things in location order. Actually, that doesn't make any sense. So I have, these are still scanned items. So I have location and topical. So I put my topicals first because that's the way I organize things online in my shop too. And also I have an antique booth as well. So I have some categories, and then I do it by states. California, you can see I have a lot of California to list. And then you keep going down. I just get a big lot of Iowa cards in, so there's tons of really cool old ones. I don't know why I got Iowa. Iowa's not too bad. Then I have going more states, and then this goes into Canada, and this last one ends in international. So those are the cards already organized. And the reason why I organize them like location here is because it's so much easier to list cards when you have it organized. This is all unscanned, ready to go. And, it doesn't take me long to sort because all I have to do is come over here, and I might pull my card up right beside me here so I can put the stack of cards that to be sorted, and I just sort through and I listen to an audiobook or something, and it takes me maybe less than a half hour, and it saves so much time. So it's like being anticipatory. You're preparing yourself for success later. And where's my cover for this one? Oh, I'll find it later. So that is how I organize my inventory. So my goal here is to get all of the boxes on my cart all listed. So I have 6 boxes of these, So I have 6 of these all fully listed. I anticipate that that'll be around 3,000, maybe 3,000, couple hundred postcards then that will fit on my cart. And I'm going to assess at that point if I want to have another inventory system going. Do I want another cart? Do I want to put them make room on the shelf back here behind me, which is my inventory unlisted pile that I've been accumulating since this summer for listing at these estate sales and such. So do I want to make room over there for like postcard boxes of postcards? That would mean that I would be getting up from my desk when I'm pulling orders. It's not too far though. I can wheel wheel my chair over there, which isn't too far. But I would need to keep it on my waist level to do that, because there are mornings that I have a really hard time with my chronic illnesses of getting things out, and I do have 2-day delivery time on my shop. I have eBay and Bonanza I'm trying out right now. So there are days where, like this morning, my left ankle and my left wrist feel like I sprained them, and I didn't sprain them. It's just one of my things, random muscle aches and such, muscle and joints. So when I went to what I sold overnight, it was hard to get the tape over, to use a tape dispenser. I am looking into getting one of those thermal printers for the label printers, and that's probably when I get all of these listed, I'm going to review that, because when you are starting a new business, starting an eBay business, you can put in so much expense into the structure of the business that if you don't like what you're doing, you want to switch gears. Maybe like me, you start with postcards and you're like, this is the most boring thing I've ever done. And so you said, I'd rather do jewelry, or I'd rather sell clothing, I'd rather sell, stamps, whatever. Basically, one bin into this, you will probably know if you like this or not. But buying one bin for $1.50 plus the investments of the postcard isn't too big of a deal. I've also invested in an Epson scanner, a feeder scanner, because I knew a little bit into this that I was going to like this, because I love paper ephemera, I love the history, and it's small. They're just small. It's easy to store, easy to ship. For my joints and stuff, it is easy for me to have a stack of 10 to 20 of them to mail, as opposed to a stack of 10 pairs of shoes. It really works well for somebody with chronic illnesses and somebody maybe with limited storage space. So just think about how it will fit in your life, because I have seen videos of people who do eBay and they do a really good job, but they have storage units or an extra shed or something to put their inventory in, which if they can find it and they categorize it well, that is wonderful if it works for them. For me, I can't imagine going and searching, and on my bad days, that would not work for me. Because I do put the 2-day ship time, processing time. I have put in that little buffer in case I am really debilitated that morning. But because I've made this so easy with the cart here, my printer right over there, it just, even if I'm not very functional, I can at least get out a few postcards every morning. And it hasn't been really bad. I haven't, there's been a few times when the tape dispenser has been painful to use. But other than that, it works pretty well to just be able to have things within reach. Okay, so back to the inventory on my cart. When I get to the point of having all of the 6 bins full, I am possibly going to have that as my limit of listed postcards, and then I will go through them, comb through them, and if they haven't sold, I might pull them to put at my shop booth, or I might use them as bonus cards in my packaging, or whatever. I don't know. So if they haven't sold in a few months, I know it's a long game with postcards, but I only have limited amount of space and limited amount of ability. That didn't sound good. Dog. So anyways, so that's something that I will be assessing, so stay tuned if you want to hear more about that. I'm going to show you how I post postcards as well in the future video, and how I can get through them so fast because I have sorted them out, pre-sorted them out into categories and such. Let me know what you think and how you think. If you have other ideas of how to keep track of inventory, let me know, because just right now with these 6 bins on this cart, it works really well. But if I want to grow into a bigger store, then I know I will need to have a new way of doing it, or an extra cart or something. So let me know what your thoughts are, and I hope you enjoyed this, and most of all, I hope you have a joyful day. Goodbye.